Welcome to DAX Machina. Join us as we explore the mysteries of this world. Cryptids, monsters, macabre tales, and horror stories abound. Could they be true? Are monsters real?
Evening, folks, and thank you guys for joining us on a surprise edition of DAX Machina. I know you guys didn't get a whole lot of notice on this, and there probably won't be as many people that we normally get into the crowd, but well, we wanted to take a minute and do something special. Anyone guess what that is? I know the guys here know, and Doc should be joining us shortly, but anybody in the crowd guess what the special announcement is?
And that doesn't count Tombs.
Yeah, Tombs you don't count. You already know. The mods all already know.
Yep.
I don't know. Nobody's got it so far. Oh, wait. Oh, that did.
Yeah,
They
got it.
Yeah, we broke 5K. We are setting at 5,001 according to Google's official listing. Let's see if it's bumped up in the last couple minutes. 5,002. So we've gone up one. We have finally broken the 5K barrier. It means things will be different with the YouTube algorithm now. We're going to start showing up in a lot more searches. We're going to start seeing new faces in the group because those milestones that you hit them once you hit them, you change in the YouTube algorithm. Our shows will show up in more searches. They're going to be more related searches. There's going to be more of those suggested. You liked this, so we suggest this kind of searches. So we're officially off and rolling, so to speak. Strange Road says, "Incredible guys, congratulations!" Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Well,
need to talk to you guys about getting you guys back on the show.
Yep. For an impromptu, we got over 70 watching already.
Wow.
76.
That's awesome. So I know we were planning on doing some giveaways, and a couple of the guys are going to get some tattoos. And I'm going to go down to Joe Bald Recreation Area and have Steve film me jumping in Table Rock Lake. It's not very warm right now, especially since that lake is spring fed. So it's going to be a little chilly, but I hope to have that filmed before this weekend. But to see what our schedules look like and get that filmed as soon as possible. We're going to wait till Saturday to do the big giveaways to give everybody a chance to be prepared. Oh, we got a super chat from Tanya Willis. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Thank you so much. But Robbie, what tattoo are you getting? Are you getting a Dark Angel tat?
Yeah, I'm getting Dark Angel, and Dot's getting
nice.
Wild Hunt.
Getting Wild Hunt.
That's awesome.
That is freaking cool. Hey, Jessica's in the house. So congrats on 5K, guys. Thank you so much, Jessica. Yeah, I wanted to come on and thank all of y'all that are in the audience tonight and the people that'll be listening to this video in the next day or two. We couldn't have done this without all of you guys. This has been a group effort. We've worked our butts off to get here, and I really appreciate all of you guys being with us for this journey. Miss Naoma says, "Congrats, guys." Thank you, Miss Naoma. Miss Naomi, you were part of getting us to 5,000. You want to jump in? I'll send you the link.
Yep.
I was going to say, she was one of the OGs.
Yeah.
And then I came in right after her. And then, Steve, you've been here the longest, too. So has Doc. And then Robbie came in,
Yeah, me and Steve were the originals. Back when we were planning on calling it Two Jackasses No Waiting or something like that. Two assholes, no waiting.
Two assholes, no waiting, I think was the initial consensus.
Really?
Yeah, that was the thought.
Did your camera go down, Anthony?
No. I'm having a you-know-what.
Oh, okay.
He's having a moment.
Yeah, let me help you. Get that? Yeah, there you go.
See, I was just going to say he's having a moment of self-love, and I thought, no, better not.
To me, that is. I'm sorry. That's the only bad thing I do, man. So, I mean, come on. Oh, little snip here and there with the drink, but that's about it.
3D Havoc says we'd have been at 10K if we'd have went with that name.
Probably.
Uh,
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
I would have logged in.
There's a niche for everybody.
I'm like,
No
oh,
kidding.
look, there's more out there like me. Oh, nice. Scott says, what have I missed? We're at 5,000, bud.
yeah,
5,000. Only took how many years?
What about
Little over 2
was it,
years.
DJ?
2 years. But
yeah, we're just now 2 years in this month. Yeah, we started in May of 21 when we first episode of DAX.
yeah. And then I met DA through Kerry Arnold. God bless you, man. Met him through his show. Got on there with him, and then Robbie came. How did we meet? How did Rob? I forgot. How did we meet Robbie?
Oh, Robbie and I started talking after a show one night, and he
Right.
told me about his
podcast.
encounter. And I said, hey, why don't you just come on and tell your encounter? And then we just kind of hit it off from there.
That's right. So yeah, then Robbie jumped on, and then Miss Naoma, she was always there with you and Steve and Doc. So, and then she has her own thing that she does now with Cam. So yeah, that's cool.
All connected.
Yeah, it is. That was the whole thing behind it. That was the crazy part.
And to think it started out as just me and Steve drinking alcohol and trying to figure out stuff to talk about.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is the first show in 2 years that I've been on when I don't have a drink in my hand.
No, you're drinking
Well,
a Diet Coke. He's got a
I'm
Diet
fixing to. I'm going to pour myself a drink so I can toast the success. And it is definitely a group effort, folks. I am so proud of the team, the on-screen team, the mods, and every one of you guys in the chat too. I mean, it's been such a team effort. It's been an amazing journey getting us here. Oh, there you go, Steve.
Twisted my arm, DA.
What is
Yeah.
that?
It's some bourbon, actually.
Nice.
It is Brothers Bond.
I'm having a wee bit of the Irish myself.
Just what I happen to have on the desk. I'm too lazy to walk into the other room where the bar is.
Hey, Robert Miller, Sentinel's in the house. Hey, brother,
Sentinel!
you've been here for the journey. You want to jump in? I'll send you a link, man. You've been on the show several times, many times. Gary Lowe says, and that's the recipe for the great show we have today. Roxanne Delgado says she's holding a glass of wine to salute you all. We appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Roxanne.
I have I told DA who, I might as well just say it. I'm trying to work on somebody to get on the show. DA knows who it is. Has nothing to do with cryptids. But it does have to do with UFOs, and he is like the OG of UFO. DA knows exactly who it is.
Yeah.
I talked to him. I got his name, if anybody knows it in the chat, Bob Lazar.
Ooh.
He's pretty much swamped. He doesn't like he doesn't like talking about it a lot, but I'm working on him.
Yeah, he's the Area 51 guy.
Yep, that worked there and worked for Los Alamos also, and so hopefully get him on the show. He was on Joe Rogan. There she is.
Hey, Miss Neil, how you doing?
Congratulations, guys.
Hey, you helped us get here.
Oh,
You were part of this.
not for a long time, but I sure am proud of you.
You were definitely a part of it, and you still
Yeah.
are.
Thank you.
Well, you
You'll
were
always be part of the family.
You're kind of a co-host emeritus like I am. I don't make
That's
it as
right.
often as I like either.
Yeah. Sorry it took me so long to
Unfortunately,
get in here.
No problem.
Unfortunately, I work
Yeah.
every Wednesday, and my Saturdays are a little crazy too. So
Yeah. We don't get to hang out much anymore, do we, Steve?
no, they don't let me out very often.
Gary Lowe says he's toasting with bullet. I've got some. No, actually, I finished off the bullet. I do have an unopened thing of Knob Creek, but I went ahead and stuck with the Irish.
Oh, nice.
It's
You know,
Irish whiskey bottled in Kansas City, Missouri. It's called Sons of Erin. It's made in the Irish style, but it's made in Kansas City. Kansas
considering
City.
the Wild Hunt started over a bottle of Irish whiskey, it's only appropriate.
It is only appropriate. Slàinte mhath.
Slàinte.
Little Patty wants to know if you cut your hair. Yeah, I don't know.
I did. I cut it almost all of it off. I cut about half of it off.
I see.
Yeah.
So when are you relocating to Illinois?
We're thinking I'm going to the Bigfoot show in Anniston, Alabama on the 10th of June.
Mhm.
And when we come back, we were hoping we would finish packing and be in Illinois by the end of June. But we just spoke with our roofing contractor today, and he's running about a month behind. And so we may not actually have the roof on the house to sell it till the end of June. So, and we need to sell the house before we can move.
Well, I totally understand.
Yeah.
There's the general popping in to say howdy.
Good evening.
Ryan Burke's in the house. Hey, brother.
It's like an episode of This Is Your Life.
Sharon
Yeah, I'll
Lane
go
says,
with-
I was born in Kansas City and I'm half Irish. Well, you need to try Sons of Erin whiskey. It's bottled in Kansas City and made in the Irish style. Where was that was the comment I was looking for. Nimza says, what's apple pie shine? Well, that would be this stuff right here. This is apple dumpling shine.
Yeah, you just mentioned Bullet Barber. That's what I got. That's what I just had upstairs handy. I'm like, Steve, it's just what I got handy. The Irish
Yeah.
is downstairs in the freezer.
Yeah, the
A whole lot of focus on this, and there probably won't be as many. What was that? It sounded like me.
Getting back.
It was you.
Oh, okay. Little Patty's toasting with Pepsi.
nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely
I
not.
started with some Diet Coke here, so I was waiting for somebody to make a comment. With our crowd, somebody was going to.
I wasn't going to say a word. I'm not toasting with anything.
So, DA, so we've hit 5K. Does that mean it's better royalty rate for you now?
Not sure yet. We'll see what the YouTube algorithm, what the algorithm puts out. I don't know. I know there's going to be a lot of changes in the way the show is set up and done and executed by YouTube. But we just hit it, and they haven't sent me the "you've reached 5K" email. These are the changes. So
Yes, Werewolf. Yeah, he's on for tomorrow.
yeah, we're still on for tomorrow, definitely.
And do you get, and for hitting 5K, do you get a nice plaque from YouTube, or is that at 10K?
I think that's at a much higher. I think they do that at 100,000 or 250,000.
Yep.
I don't think you get a plaque before that.
100K is your
Yep,
first plaque
100K.
at silver.
Well, I thought I've seen him at like 10K. I thought I've seen people.
They used
Well,
to.
hopefully.
They used to, but they quit doing it. 100,000's the milestone now. So, I think
Yep.
was it 100, 500,
100K
and a million?
100K is silver, 500K is
So-
the gold, and 1 million is the diamond.
Sugar
Well,
Rush.
let's get that diamond then. 3D Havoc says, to celebrate it, you got to do a raffle signed book giveaway. Yes, we are. We're going to do the giveaways on Saturday to give everybody time to kind of get the word out. We'll also be giving away some other prizes. Doc's going to be giving away a first aid kit from Dark Angel. I'm going to be throwing out some patches. The ladies over at Blondes and Booze sent us a gift certificate for some of their merch. So yeah, we're gonna have a pretty big list of prizes to give out on Saturday.
Cool.
They're in. Blonde and Booze is in. Uncle John's in. Cowboy's in. Who else? Sugar
We got a
Bridget.
lot of the usual suspects in the house.
Yeah.
I was hoping Doc would be able to join us.
Two,
Robbie, will you text Doc and see if he's going to make it?
I just did.
I know he's got to get up at way early in the morning.
And he didn't. He hadn't responded, so he may have fell asleep. He said he
might already be in
He was
bed.
hammered, and not by alcohol. Hammered as in he's worked his tail off all day.
Hey, I wouldn't judge him if it was the other one.
Miss Lori Vaughn, Don. Who
Hey,
else?
Cowboys.
AJ's here.
Man,
Yeah, a lot of people here.
a lot of the old timers are here. But we're going to start seeing, now that YouTube is going to be probably pushing the show in the algorithm more, we're probably going to see a lot of new faces showing up soon.
Aussies
So
too.
probably going to add a couple more moderators in the near future. I'm going to get with the mods and make sure that we're adding people that are a good fit with the current group, because we have an awesome group of moderators. Our mods are the best. They do such a wonderful job, and I want to make sure we continue the tradition. So I'll be picking their brains, and we'll be deciding who the future mods will be. I'm also thinking about one of the giveaways on Saturday is we may give away a character role. So the lucky winner of that might get to be a character in a book of their choosing. We'll see. We'll see about that one. If
Yeah.
everybody's interested.
So that would be a big one, I would think.
What
Yeah.
about
Do they get to
What
choose
about-
how they die?
I'd like it to be a surprise. What was that, General? What were you saying?
I was gonna say, what about offering a slot on the alpha?
I don't know that I'm wanting to do that. I'm very closely to the vest on who I put in the alphas. So
Well, I'm just throwing it out there as a treat dangler.
yeah, I've got to be pretty careful about who the alphas are, because if a book gets leaked online before it's released, I lose. I can lose a lot.
Right. I was just throwing that one out there.
T. Willis said she'd love that more than anything. That we might be able to make that happen. John Bobby says if I want, I'd want to use explosives. Well, that could be in any book then. I mean, they blow crap up in pretty much every book.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, I was gonna say it can go down anywhere. I think so far the only place
Exactly.
that hasn't blown up was Steve's bar. But
True.
the year is still young.
I
Yeah.
was about to say,
You
you just
never-
gave him my idea, Steve.
Gas leak.
Well, given Steve's history, I think he could hold his own in a shootout on there.
More than likely, yeah.
I mean, what good bartender doesn't have a piece under the bar?
True. Very true.
And considering who the clientele is, it's probably an interesting one as well.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
The only bartender in Missouri that could drop a cryptid.
And considering Steve's lineage, he's probably a pretty good shot with it too.
Hey, big, you gotta get a nice AA-12 underneath the bar, Steve.
There you go.
Nice AA-12 mag fed.
There you go.
That's pretty awesome.
DH1977 says, "Hey DA, I'm an artist and I draw a lot of creatures. I'd give them away if you'd like. I could send you a few sketches, and if any of y'all want a drawing or painting, I could create it. That would be awesome. Yeah, shoot me an email at daroberts@daroberts.net, and I'll show the guys your artwork." Jake Light says, "I'd be that special, cheeky, rather rotund guy that's almost as white as he is tall."
Oh, yeah.
I thought, ain't that to do the colloquial Southerner? He's built like a brick shit house.
Here you go.
There you go.
Better than being built like a shitty brick house.
That is the other side of the coin.
Hey, that, yeah.
Yeah, that's got a little personal there now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that family who asked how tall you are, and they say I didn't know they stacked it that high. You know.
You know, that's what they say PhD stands for. It's piled higher and deeper.
Wow.
I have a theory about people with PhDs. I think you trade in your sanity for that one.
All right.
Well, you know, dissertations will drive you to drinking.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Oh, no.
T. Willis says I'd be the crunchy hippie lady who takes everyone in and feeds them biscuits and gravy. You had me at biscuits and gravy. Whew. That's a food
Yep.
group all of its own.
Yeah, that's a daily treat for me. I mean, it would be. I can make it. I just don't because I'm already too wide.
I know the feeling.
But man, I
definitely
could
know
eat
the
it
feeling.
every day.
Yeah, it's a good Irish breakfast. You know, would you like some fats with your carbs?
My stomach's growling. I hope you guys can't hear it.
I haven't eaten yet either. I am ashamed to admit I was messing around with a video game when I got the message from DA. I'm like, yep, we're gonna drop this and jump right on.
Yeah.
We were being lazy, sitting on the couch listening to 60s rock and roll and pop when my phone buzzed, and I said, "Oh, put it on DA's show. I want to know what the announcement was." So I was laying on the couch when you said, "Well, if you want to come and join me."
No.
You could have just said, no,
My head
think
is really
about it.
comfortable right here on this pillow, but nah.
You know,
Damn it, DA. I'm thinking about it, but
that was my response. Like, oh damn it, I guess I better.
damn it. I gotta put pants on. No, you don't. You're only being seen from here up.
What's this tattoo gonna be?
That's Doc and I, and when me, Doc, and DA all decided that we were going to do it, to kind of help the thing out. DA said, "Well, I'll jump in. Steve's going to video him jumping in the river. So Doc's going to get that, and I'm getting the Dark Angel medical."
what am I, chopped liver? What the hell is this shit?
What are you getting?
What are you talking about?
You and Robbie talked about it when you were down here, Rob. Really? Thanks a lot.
I'm talking about the show that we talked. You wasn't on the show we talked about. That's what she's asking about. Meatball.
No,
No.
Anthony, you can get this one.
We talked about
No, Anthony's getting an iguana.
it. No, I
The iguanodon.
ain't getting no iguana. Trust me on that.
The most important question here is where are you getting them?
Forearms, arms,
Raises eyebrows.
no bikini lines. I can tell you that.
I'm actually thinking like somewhere on my forearm or something like that.
Yeah.
That's not too painful.
I got 10 anyway, so it's not like it's anything new for me.
There you
Yeah.
go.
True. Me too. I got a bunch.
What's one more?
I got them on my leg, my back, everywhere. So
I only have one, and it's older than some people in this room.
really, okay.
I'm 58, so it's 40 years old.
Okay, I'm 50. I'll be 53. So okay, all right.
So I may not have the most tattoos, but I probably have the oldest one.
Petey Havoc says, wasn't Anthony getting a crayon tattoo?
I got your crayon right here, buddy.
No wonder Anthony's tattoos don't hurt. He gets them all put on with crayons.
Yeah. You know how old these are? These are old. These are
Yeah.
like, God, I mean, those are ancient. Even the one on my back. I mean, I'm 53. I had those done when I was in my 20s. Yeah.
When I was
yeah.
18.
Yeah, they were
So,
old. They don't use the same, like the ink is totally different now. Everything's different. even the guns and the needles and the shading. And it's not like when I was getting them or Robbie got one or you got one. It's totally different now how they do it. They got ink
Yeah.
that glows in the dark.
The girl that used to do my hair had one of those, a tattoo that
Yeah.
she actually had a tattoo that you could only see under a black light.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say that. They have that.
Mhm.
That's how crazy when they go to the clubs or whatever, it lights up. The whole piece lights up. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's weird.
Some of the stuff they have now is nuts how they do it.
Yeah. She has she scars. I don't know what kind of scarring it is. You know, Steve, when you have a scar and it raises up.
Yeah.
Oh, like a keloid?
Is that what keloid? Is that what it's called? That kind. That's how she scars. So she always jokes about the fact that her tattoos can be read in Braille because even the needle will cause that.
Yeah, I've got. Oh, it'll show up on camera there.
You
I
know
got
what?
one of those there.
Yeah.
Mine
Oh,
does
right.
that too. This one does that. And this
You
one
feel-
on my forearm. It
Yeah.
raises it. Where they hit me with the ink, you can
Mhm.
see where it's raised a little bit. Yeah.
That's
They
the way
do that.
Ryan's are. You can. She's got a. Well, I haven't seen her in probably 5 years, so she's probably got 2 sleeves now. But you can run your hands up and down her arm and feel them.
Yeah. I think that's what is that, Steve? When they go too deep? When they're digging in deep or no?
I honestly don't know why some tattoos would do it and some wouldn't. Usually keloids are more distinctive to the person. I don't know, maybe I
Okay.
don't know. You got me there.
Ryan says it's because that's just how she scars, and the tattoo is like a little mini scar, and that's why it does it. Now I don't know. She's not a nurse. She's a hairstylist. So, but
You guys see Pork and Beans' comment?
Oh, the Lord.
That's funny. Gary Lowe says he's got 4 and none were done in the U.S. That's it. Robbie's getting a Dark Angel tramp stamp.
there you go.
I think he needs to get the Wendigo making love to the snowmobile.
Hey, there's an idea.
That's a good idea, Steve, but not in the tramp stamp though.
Well, no. But
No, have
Yeah.
it flying out of your butt crack.
Miss
Got a super chat from William Bedard. Congrats. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it very much, man. Thank you.
Thanks, William.
Uh,
All right. Oh, apple pie shine so good. What?
apple pie moonshine is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping Doc could make it, but apparently he's indisposed.
He's
not-
been working a
begun to
lot.
defy-
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he was out on
Yeah,
the range
and
all day in the
yeah.
heat with the guys.
I'm short. I can be doc for the night.
There
Oh,
you go.
with the significant. What do you mean with the other?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's with that significant company.
Yeah.
Don Combs says Little Rock has graduated to 3rd most dangerous city in the U.S. Wow, that
What?
doesn't surprise me. I try to
Really?
avoid Little Rock anytime I'm in that part of the state.
Oh.
Pork and Bean says congrats on the 5,000. Here's the 5,000 more. Awesome. Heck yeah. Next stop 10,000.
Here's to 100,000 more, DA.
That would be awesome. Thank you. I think
Yeah,
we
you'd
can
have
do
to-
it.
You'd have to modify your set there in order to show off your play button.
I don't. I guess he left. All right.
I'd take a picture of it, put it on the green screen.
There you go. Now, see, you could just put it right behind me where that Captain America shield is, so it's always in view.
Well, if we do get that, we'll have to like have joint custody. 1 month it's at one place.
There you go. There's a channel I like to follow, and they were showing them getting their Diamond Award, and so they had this big dinner, and the guy who initially started the channel got the award. Well, he's had a co-host virtually the entire time. That is the reason that he became famous, and so they got a box from YouTube, and they took a Polaroid of the other guy holding the button and said he could frame it. And the guy's response was not pleasant. They were screwing with him, and they ended up actually, I guess they bought a second one. So
if 100,000 is silver, I guess 5,000 is probably cardboard.
crepe paper.
Yeah,
Toilet paper.
paper mache.
I think if you hit 10,000, you get aluminum foil. So
Yeah, well, we're already in the tinfoil hat territory anyway.
I'm about to say we don't need to get a tinfoil because Steve will take it and make another hat.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's gonna make a tinfoil cowboy hat next.
There you go. You know how much
A
foil
big
it takes to
10-gallon
make
tinfoil hat.
I say it takes a lot of foil to make a hat for this melon.
I'm just glad I don't have to make a whole outfit. Break the bank.
You'd think you'd shock yourself with the static.
Yeah, building up static electricity and just frying everything you went by.
Yeah.
So,
Kevin Bowden says if you get 100,000, won't be able to get a finger in edgewise texting. Yeah, we'll have to have somebody that's just in charge of bringing up comments on the screen, because there'll be so many of them going by so fast we wouldn't be able to keep track of them anymore. And there are nights when it's hard to anyway.
Yeah. Most nights it's hard to.
Yeah.
There's some shows that I've seen DA the entire time with his head cocked to the side, looking at another monitor, looks like he's had a stroke.
Well, the other night with Josh, it was that way.
Mm-hmm.
We could not keep up with them hardly at all. If it hadn't been for Toombs and all them, we would have never got I think I flagged maybe one or two comments up, and I don't know how many Doc and DA got, but they were moving so fast. I'd move my mouse to get on one, and it would already be off the screen before I could even highlight it.
And Don Combs says he's in Sharp County, Hardy area. I'd still need to go down to Hardy and do some filming.
is Hardy the town in
Arkansas that rolls up the sidewalks at dusk?
Yeah. I wanted to meet you there. I thought it'd be fun to go do that with you.
We still need to do that. That would be fun.
Yeah.
But there's nothing there. I mean, just not much.
I know, but there's got to be a reason why they get so creepy at night.
Yeah. There we go. Richard Cox says, hey, DA, Yosemite Sam with a tinfoil hat would be a great mascot for the channel. Right up until the time that Warner Brothers hit us with the cease and desist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would take probably all of one episode.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, as much as they're hurting for cash, I'm sure they're going to make sure to milk anything that anybody tries to use from.
Yeah.
You
We'd
could
have to make it a very, very, very bad knockoff.
You do it like a gnome.
True.
With the long
Then
beard.
Travelocity'd come after us, I'm sure. We're just going to put a red hat on Doc. He'll be our gnome.
There you go.
Hey, Cowboy, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
Cowboy.
Nice. Thank you.
Lazarus Corbeau says, LA, what do you guys think of the Ozarks Howler? We just did a show on the Howler a few episodes back.
We had a couple. We did 3 shows on the Howler. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to that story, especially when you start looking at the, I can't remember how the first word is, like caternated or something like that, Order of the Who. I know it cracks you up every time.
The first feminist group out there.
Yeah.
The Order of the Who.
It's funny to think about Roosevelt as butch as he was.
I know. To belong to the concatenated Order of the Who.
I was telling DA, I was watching a movie last night from 1972 or 77, and it took place in Louisiana. And what do they call that creature down there? The rougarou, right?
The rougarou.
In the movie, they were talking French, and they were pronouncing it the lougarou.
Well, in French, loup-garou is the French word for werewolf.
That's what they were
Yeah.
saying. And I'm like, wait a minute. I've never heard that before. So
Yeah.
It actually,
Loup-garou.
Loup-garou
Well,
or Loup-garou has
yeah.
a P in it.
yeah,
Loup is Loup, then Garou.
Yeah.
I think loup garou is
Yeah,
And
they-
actually
rougarou
how
just became the Cajun
and-
bastardization.
yeah, they were.
well. That's actually two different. That's actually two different creatures though. A loup garou is a werewolf, and then rougarou is
Ooh.
like a spirit
curse.
that
Yeah.
a curse, and most often takes the form of a werewolf
priest?
type creature, but it's not technically a werewolf. That's pretty much a accurate description, Elma.
It is, and it isn't. You're real close. I mean, that is right. But there are those who will argue with you that they are the same thing. And I've given up
Oh,
fighting that fight. I
Well,
have asked and asked, and
And the only reason that I say it is that I've got Cajun relatives, so
mhm.
Yeah.
And
I
that-
understood that it was.
that's
kinda
what
like
they say.
comparing
So that's
werewolf and
what I go
dogman.
by.
And
Yeah.
I have had. That's the way I feel about it. Is the Cajuns would know, right? So that's the ones you should listen to.
And what do they call
But
it
good
down
Lord,
there? They call
everybody-
what the Bigfoot the booger down in that area too.
That's
Well,
what
Bigfoot
throughout the
has-
South.
yeah, Booger and Wildman and
Right.
Wood Booger and
Right, down in that area in Louisiana. But I mean, in the movie, they were saying the same thing. They couldn't understand what he was saying, and then somebody recognized the slang that they were talking in French, and they called it the werewolf. So I was like, oh, okay, I thought it was rougarou, but okay, it's loup-garou. So
yeah.
it was weird.
Bob wants to know if I got any new books coming out. Hopefully by the first or second week of June, I'll have an announcement for the new release.
Birthday book.
Pretty much. T. Willis says, I keep thinking of Fred Flintstone on the Water Buffalo Lodge. Wonder if the Hoo-Hoos wear funky hats. I'd hate
Beaver
to think what the
hats.
hats look like. Yeah, beaver hats. Pink beaver hats.
Oh Lord.
It's like what me and DA were talking about with the Hoo-Hoos. It's like they're such a timber organization. Why the hell didn't they choose a woodpecker instead of a black cat?
Can't. I can't.
37
Miss Naomi,
minutes and then
are you
we're off the
okay?
rails.
I think you just broke Naoma.
Ooh, woodpeckers and hoo-hoos. That goes together real well.
That doesn't sound too good, but anyway.
Generally, it does.
Woodpeckers and hoo-hoos.
Ooh, I'm
You
having
okay,
a
Miss
hot flash.
Naoma?
This could be an
I think-
I got the
think-
vapors. I got
Oh, my
the vapors.
goodness.
Was
I
it Doc
think
always
I
said,
am having the
DA?
vapors. I just don't
It's
know.
harder than
I
a
feel so.
barrel of woodpecker lips.
Right, Doc says that all the time.
Yeah.
You know, poor Doc. I
Whew.
We got to
yeah,
throw.
when you go,
He
Oh,
ain't
that
with
was
us,
funny.
so we got to throw the Docisms in there.
That's right.
well, when you were talking about comparing French to Cajun French, I almost said it's like when you compare like British English to like the deep American South.
Mhm.
It sounds like two different languages because of just the word choices and everything. And I'm like, oh no, I don't want to slam Doc or anybody else in the South, make it sound like it's insulting. I don't mean it to be.
C'est bon.
Exactly. I mean, half the time Dalton's on, you need subtitles.
I'm not that bad, am I?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I mean, hell, I got a New York accent, and everybody, what? You?
Hey, I feel good about my accent here on General. Sorry,
Honestly,
I'm just saying.
hear it.
Listen.
I don't hear it until I go back and listen to the shows.
If I can understand Robbie when he talks, I have a hard time when you talk because your accent is so slangy. You have, and if am I wrong, Miss Finn, or what? Can you understand them a lot?
No. Look, I have a sad story about Southern accents. When I married my first husband, the bad one, not the one I'm married to now, I took him to introduce him to my family. My whole family's from Arkansas, and Arkansasiers have that
Mhm.
weird kind of stuttery
Twang.
kind of thing where they
I
don't
got
quite,
twang. Yeah,
and they kind of talk like. And he walked in the door, and my husband, my first husband, the bad one, not the one I'm married to now, had a speech impediment. He had a hard time saying certain words, and he stuttered a little bit. And so I took him in and I introduced him to my grandma, Mama, and they said hello to each other, and she told him pull the door to, and he looked at me and said, do what? I said, pull the door, shut the door. So he shuts the door and he sits down. She asked him if he wanted something to eat, because at her house, if you walk in and you don't eat, you've insulted her.
Yeah.
So she makes him a big pile of food, and she's sitting there and asking him questions about himself, and he's answering. And every single question she'd ask, he'd turn to me and say, what? And I'd have to tell him, and then everything he'd answer, she'd turn to me and say, what? And I realized at that moment I was bilingual, and I never knew it. I could speak Arkansas, and I could speak Yankee speech impediment. And for the rest of my marriage to that man, I always had to interpret between him and my grandma, because neither one could understand the other. So I don't really have a hard time with General Dalton over here. I understand what he says. I understand what Robbie says, and I understand what Steve says, and DA and Doc. Anthony, you're lost too. No.
I know. Sometimes people are like, what did you say? And I'm like, never mind. You know. But
yeah.
Robbie doesn't have, I mean, I can understand Robbie fine. Dalton? I mean, some of the words I'm like, huh?
There were two guys that I used to work with at the county.
I'm just saying, you know, you have a deep slang to it. You know, a lot of people do. Like even in Florida, man, there's parts of Florida you'll drive through and you'll be like, the frig did that guy just say? Because you don't understand the slang. It's just so wang. It's like a wanged out slang. I'm like, I didn't understand it.
I honestly don't hear it when I speak, but if I go back and listen to the videos, then it's like, okay, I guess that's tired.
Yeah, but
it just comes out more.
Like Robbie has a traditional Southern accent. When you speak to Robbie, he's got that Southern accent that normally is all through the South out here. Then you get into other parts like Arkansas, Louisiana, and you're like, whoa, what's that?
Arkansas is a very weird accent.
Tennessee, too. You get some of Tennessee, let me tell you.
Parts of Kentucky are really bad. They've got a real choppy, fast way of speaking, and I, fortunately, I can understand the last word of everything Dalton says. So as long as he says tired, I know he said something about being tired earlier.
Now, where are you from? Where are you from, Dalton?
Central Virginia.
Okay.
See, I know he's from somewhere in Virginia.
Right. I mean, you got that accent. Now I can hear it. So it's like
General. At least it's not West Virginia. That you got that going for you.
That's true.
West by God, Virginia.
I'm sorry,
I had to straighten DA out in the Alpha group. If you didn't catch that one, I felt insulted. I do declare, sir, he insulted my honor.
Well, see, fortunately, I spent years watching NASCAR and those post-race interviews.
I'm gonna tell y'all how you need to train and listen and understand what General says. Just go listen to Foghorn Leghorn, and once you can understand him, you can understand the General.
I knew I heard that voice somewhere.
That's a good one.
You're welcome.
I said, boy, you're testing the limits of my medication.
Yeah, that's it right there,
There
man.
you go. That's it.
Robbie hit that one right on the head. That was a good one, man. I like that.
Yeah.
I said, dog, I'm going to have to wear you out with the 2x4 again.
My favorite.
As again, in the immortal words of Doc, broke watches right twice a day.
Yep.
There you go.
Or blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, sir.
That's true.
Yeah.
JD Smooth had a good question. He says, does anyone know why we're now getting a lot more sightings of cryptids and unexplained deaths? You guys want to field that? Robbie? Steve? Anthony?
Well, my thought on the whole thing is I think we just have more access to information now.
Yeah.
I think it's always been there. But I mean, nowadays it's like you can't, nothing is private anymore.
No.
You're on camera somewhere and everybody's, got access to it. And that, and no offense to our present company or panel here, anybody can get a YouTube channel and say whatever they want.
All right.
You have a platform for whatever you want to say, and you're just hearing it better. That's my personal opinion. I don't know. What do you think, guys?
I think
My
that,
opinion is it's territorial encroachment.
I think it's a combination of things.
I agree with Miss Finn on that. I think
Uh,
that after COVID, everybody like me and Robbie and DA and everybody like Steve were talking and Doc, when COVID hit, no one was out. No one went out. Okay. And it got so laxy daisy for everything to be. I mean, Robbie was telling us, and who else was telling us? There was moose and bear walking down Main Street. Right, Robbie? You seen it in a news report? I mean,
Yeah.
when did you ever see a bear walk down Main Street? Never. Nobody was out. Now everybody's going out and they're venturing out. These things are going, well, okay, it's free food. And I was going to send DA. There was a newscast in, I believe it was Tennessee or Kentucky. They found a 12-year-old boy. I don't know if DA seen it, mauled to death in the woods, and they don't know what did it. And they believe it had to do with a canine, but they don't know what kind of canine.
That's not the one up here by me in Kentucky, is it?
It might be. It just happened maybe like a month ago or recent.
No, this one happened. The one I was thinking of happened a couple of years ago. Be
No,
right back, guys.
This is recent. He was about 12 or 13, and they found him. And
There was a kid in Kentucky I think he was 13, was found dragged halfway up a mountainside.
that's him. That's the one.
Yeah, I think that one's about a year old, maybe a little more.
Okay, yeah, I just seen that report. They don't know what did it. They don't know what kind of dog did it. They said it was a big dog. They don't know. So,
well, this is a movie quote here. I believe it was Volcano or something like that. Is how do you boil a frog? You don't throw the frog in boiling water. You put him in cold water and then turn the heat up.
right.
And who's to say, it's, like DA says, a disinformation campaign going on. Now it's being publicly discerned.
No, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of.
You get people used to it, then you feed them a little more and a little more and a little more till you got frog soup.
There's a lot of sightings, man, and a lot of people. There's a lot of hoaxers out there too, making fake shit
unfortunately.
all the time. And I'm not mentioning who, but there is a lot of on YouTube. I mean, they've sent me, they've sent Robbie, they sent DA pictures, and we're like, huh? I don't see him in the picture, and I hate to say I don't see him in the picture. Anybody could say, oh, look, I can go in my backyard right now and take a picture and send it to
Putting up
DA.
red circles in the picture, somebody's going to claim they see it.
And they're going, oh, yeah, I see the eyes. No, you don't. It's a friggin' bush I just took a picture of. That's all it is.
Right.
You need a good sighting, not something that has twigs in front of its face or branches like we all talked about. So, is that ever going to happen? Yeah, it's out there. Like I said, I think the military has video. There's a lot of accounts of these things on the military bases that they have them on CTC monitors and recorded them. They're not going to release that. No way.
Right.
There's a video that me and Robbie and DA watched that I got, and it was from a helicopter. And if that thing wasn't a Bigfoot, I don't know what the hell it was, but I mean, that was never released. I've never seen it on YouTube before. Have you? Has anybody seen it?
No, I haven't seen that pop up anywhere.
I mean, so you're not going to get these things on YouTube and Facebook and stuff. And that was what? About a year old, DA, that video?
Yeah, something like that.
About a year old? Yeah, because I sent it to Robbie, and then I sent it to you. And you could see the strides on this thing when it crosses the creek bed. It took 2 strides to get across the creek bed. It wasn't even, I mean, I don't know, what was it, a 6-foot stride, 5-foot stride?
Probably
Huge
that,
step.
or maybe more.
Yeah.
No. Wow.
You've seen it, right, Steve?
I don't think so.
With the night vision, it was in
Hmm.
thermal. Yeah, I didn't show
No,
it
I
to you.
haven't seen that one.
No,
I
don't think
probably wasn't
Steve
on the
was
show.
that night.
No, we haven't put it on the air. We haven't
I'm
gotten
not.
permission to yet.
I haven't. Yeah, he hasn't contacted me, so I'll
I think
send
that
it.
was just you, Doc, me, and Da was the only ones that were on
I'll
that
send
night.
it
And
to
you showed it
Steve.
before we
Yeah,
you showed it before we went on the air.
yeah, I'll send it to Steve. He's on my Facebook. I'll send it to him on Messenger. And Miss Finn, she's on mine.
There you go.
I'll send it to him. It'll blow
JD
your
Smooth
mind.
says, do you think it has more to do with the government and CERN? I don't think so. I think the
No,
government has tried to keep these things quiet for the longest time, but it's just too much going on for them to keep it all quiet.
yeah.
That's why I
Anybody
think a lot of people that are posting some of these red circle posters and saying some of the most outlandish things you've ever heard are deliberately trying to spread disinformation.
yeah, it's like anything. What? Oh, anything like it's like any government or government agency that puts it in their hunting pamphlets not to shoot a swamp ape. They got to know about it, and even in Oklahoma too. DA
Oklahoma put out the bounty for one, but it has to be brought in alive.
Right. I mean, in Florida you can't shoot one. If you look in the Swanee pamphlet and go to the very bottom where it has the hog hunting, it says right there, cannot take swamp ape. No killing
I'm
of a
pretty
swamp.
sure the state of Washington passed it as well.
It's
So
Washington. What do you expect?
why would you put that in a pamphlet for a management
point.
area? So come on.
Werewolf 5674 says the Strategic Reconnaissance Office probably has thousands of pictures. I would say they've been captured, especially on security cams on military bases, and they just classify it.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the show the other night that one guy came on that they know that they have him on video going through tunnels underneath the where was it? It was Mountain Mystery. They put out a new documentary, and they were talking about how these things are traveling from the mountain region through the desert, but they were using the tunnel systems by the military base to go through the desert without being spotted, and they have them on video. Family units traveling. So we're not going to see that. They're not going to release that.
Sharon Lane says, "What if the swamp ape is trying to kill you?" I think I think that's a different set of circumstances entirely. You're allowed to defend yourself if you can argue that your life is in danger. I mean, I know alligators are protected, but if it's to save your life or the life of one of your kids, I don't think they're going to do anything about you killing one.
Just like a black bear. A black bear in the state of Florida, if it's a nuisance and it does attack one of your dogs and comes on your property and goes after you or the dog, you can kill it. I might be wrong, but you're gonna have a lot of explaining to do to wildlife officers. Same as a swamp ape. There's certain stories they are very violent if you encroach on the area. I've never ran into it, but there are stories out there. But yeah.
I would think if you killed one and brought it in, you would be putting the people who wrote those books in an awfully difficult situation, because they would have to admit that what you killed was a Bigfoot or a swamp ape or whatever in order to prosecute you.
Yeah, they'd have to admit it's real to even file charges.
Right. They would have to, because they would have the same rights as a human being. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Mike A says, I'm a proud new owner of an excellent new blade by Scalawag Tactical. I bought the Sailor Badass Super Sharp Blade, $14. The Sailor Assistant Folder, that's a great knife.
Yeah, it is.
Robbie got his on.
There you go.
I
got mine on too.
I'm still pretty much in uniform without my vest. That's how.
Yeah, I got
That's
mine.
why I still got it on.
I still got mine. See, woo! That was a nice.
Steve,
Gift
sir.
from DA. Here we go.
You're my medical expert, medical field expert. Poncho Zort says DNA would reveal human DNA. Do you think a Bigfoot DNA test, a legit DNA test, would show human DNA or human related?
Well, it would be. There's no great answer to that one. It depends on what Bigfoot actually is. If it's a relic hominid, like we were talking, like Gigantopithecus or something like that, potentially these animals would be able to mate with humans. It would be like horses and donkeys. They could make at least some kind of maybe a sterile offspring. If that is the case, it'd probably flag on human DNA markers. If it diverged from humans earlier back, where it actually is its own class of great ape, maybe not. If you think about it, I mean, chimpanzees have 96% of our DNA.
Right.
And one would argue you can't confuse a chimp with a human. I don't know.
Just like Doug Hychek said it when Doug Hychek was talking to us, and even talking when I watched Dr. Catchum, it does come up as human DNA only in the female. When they have a male, yes. When the male comes up, when they do the male conjugate, they don't know what DNA that is. It doesn't come up human. So they don't know if it's an offshoot of the human branch somewhere that was never discovered, or like everybody says, which I'm going to jump into the woo, it could be what do they call them? The ones from heaven, the angels that made
Nephilim.
Nephilim.
Yes. So that's another theory they're talking about. I believe it is a form of a human that we haven't discovered yet. It was a branch off because it does have human DNA in it. Now, like what Steve said, look what goes in the past and thousands of years ago with the Indians. These things were kidnapping and taking women and maybe breeding with them. Who knows? There's numerous stories out there. That one that I'll go back to, the one that Cam did on that County Mountie top. It's supposed to be a true story that he found human hybrids of these creatures that were half human, that they were mating with these human females and had offspring. It's possible, man. I mean, look, like you said about the donkeys and all that. That's where you get your different strands. It could be. Who knows? I mean, I'm not an expert. We're not experts. I don't know. So,
yeah.
But like Doug Hychek said, the more that the stuff that he's doing now is what the oils and the skin, right? Mm-hmm. You can get a better result now with the oils instead of saliva that they're doing the studies on now.
I have a question.
Tanya Wills made a very good point there. That is correct. Yeah.
So if you've got female mothers being mated with whatever the animal is, the human mothers in it, wouldn't that be the same thing wouldn't it have the same outcome as, say, a mule or a hinny, where they can't reproduce, they're born sterile?
You would think a hybrid would be.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the ligers can't.
Yeah,
can't produce true.
they're usually born sterile. Donkeys are usually born, or not. Mules are usually born sterile.
Right.
So then the anecdotal evidence of juveniles would not exist if they were coming from, or strictly anyway, coming from interbreeding.
Right, but like we all know, and DA knows this, and Robbie, Mother Nature has a way of fixing everything. I mean, look at me with the iguanas. Everybody's like, oh, when it gets cold, they all die. Not anymore, they don't.
They're adapting.
Yeah, they
had
adapt.
me worried there for a second, Anthony. I was wondering what in the hell you were doing with iguanas.
He's part lizard man.
You don't want to know, Norma. You don't
It's like
want
when
to know.
they don't
guess
die
not.
now. They don't die anymore. They go into a hypersleep, and they just thaw out, and that's it. So Mother Nature has a way of adapting. We all know that. It could happen thousands of years. It could have been, you never know. We don't know until one is studied or they release the study.
Well,
We'll never know.
I think it's going to all boil down to how closely related the parents are in terms of
Right.
species. You know, Neanderthals and Homo sapiens interbred. And their children had children. You know, they weren't infertile.
True.
There's evidence we have some Neanderthal DNA. So it really just depends on how divergent they are. You know, if they came from a common ancestor, you know, they very well could be viable. I don't know. I mean, we're arguing something that hasn't been proven yet. So I'd be curious to find out.
There could be a strain of human that was never discovered yet on the DNA. I mean, in the genome pool. Everything is documented. I mean, you know that, right? I mean, Steve knows that. I mean, Steve, you know, he's in medical. Every animal, every monkey, everything it's been documented. So maybe there's something we've never discovered yet that was on this planet. Who knows?
I think they're somewhere on the hominid evolutionary scale.
Yeah,
I think they're
too.
somewhere between us and possibly Cro-Magnon man or even Neanderthal. I mean, they're definitely on the hominid tree somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't wait to find out.
It'd be interesting when we do find out, assuming they ever actually tell us.
If we ever find out.
I can't wait to read the report. I don't want to be there to find. The report will be interesting to read.
Well, but I'm sure, right, Miss Finn, you've read Dr. Ketchum's report that she's done on the DNA.
Yeah, I have.
Her stuff, you mean, is like mind-blowing. Mind-blowing, the stuff that she come out with. But it wasn't just her. There's other doctors that have done DNA study. Like Doug Hychek has stuff that was out, and it came back from, what was it, Snowgrove Lake? Came back as an ape. The DNA came back as an ape.
Wow.
Why? You know, when it's coming back as human also. It makes no sense.
I think more than one type. I mean, from the descriptions of what we now call the Gugway to the Genosqua to the Patterson-Gimlin type to even the more variables of the swamp ape. I don't think it's just one species. I think it's lumped together under the name Bigfoot, but I think it's more than one species.
Yeah, because
like
my
sighting is a whole different kind of critter.
Well, my sighting it looks like a caveman.
That's just like calling all the great apes gorillas.
Right.
You know? An orangutan's not a gorilla. A chimpanzee's not a gorilla. They're all the same kind.
Right.
But they're not.
They're members of the ape family.
They're right.
My first husband, the bad one, not the one I'm married to now, was a gorilla. I'm telling you right now.
But I mean, it's like a horse and a zebra are the same kind. They're not the same species, but they're the same. Or they're not the same.
They're equines. Yeah,
they're equines, and they're of the same kind, but they're not the same animal. So you don't call a zebra a horse, even though it's an equine, as Melvin pointed out. It's and then you got different subspecies of that. You got your Clydesdales, and you got your Paints, and you got your Mustangs, and they're all horses, but they're not the same kind of horses.
Right.
It's like
my sighting. It looked more human and Aborigine, but then when you go to Mayaca, everybody else's sightings, it looks more like an ape, an orangutan type. So there are, like, I believe the same thing DA says. They're different. There's different strands of them out there, different breeds. Mine looks so human, it was crazy. That was the nutsy part behind it. So who knows?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am sorry to call it short, but I have got to get off here. I just wanted to thank everyone for making this possible, and can't wait to get to the next 10,000. Raise a glass for you, gentlemen and lady, and have a good night, guys.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for being here, man.
It was good seeing you, Steve. Get to talk to you.
The shepherd's pie is ready when we get there, please.
I'll let Rachel know. All right, love you guys. Good night.
You
Bye.
too, brother.
Good night.
See you.
See you,
Robin
Steve.
Blake, thank you for the super chat. You are awesome.
Did I not fix the sound issue?
No, what do you mean?
Well, I see somebody else saying the sound is back.
Like a little bit of static.
Yeah, but it's not loud.
Yeah, it's not real loud.
No.
I muted my mic and it didn't go away, so I don't think it's me.
No, I thought I switched mics. I thought it was me, and I thought switching would help, but
Well, mute yours for a minute. Let's see. It's your yeah. It's
okay.
all right. It's not bad. It might just be the feed. Who knows?
Swirling the line.
Well, it is. Now, why are you guys moving, Miss Finn? I thought you loved it out there where you are.
I do.
Oh,
Absolutely love it. I hate that I have to move, but
okay.
my husband's been working on this book for about 3 years now, and we just finished. I just today started the process to upload it to the printer, and we got the ISBN number assigned and all of that. And the book is about basically it's a memoir. It starts out as in his childhood, but it talks about his years in a rock band, and they almost had a record deal, and how it fell through at the last minute, and how that sort of transferred him into having his own music magazine, and he fills in with a lot of information about famous people that came from our home area. And we're in a situation where with this book, it would be a good move to start a center that we've always wanted to start. Oh, not we, he has always wanted to start, called the Pop Arts Center.
Oh, nice.
It'll actually be called Anarchy in the QC. And it's sort of like a museum. We'll have a listening room where we'll have speakers and acoustic artists come in. We're going to start doing, working on a thing called, Stage It. And then we have, to do all of that, we have to be in our home area.
Okay.
Plus, his dad is 97, and I've been having some medical issues that he would be more comfortable if I was at home for the support from family. The things that I've been going through, and
Well, I think you guys will be okay. I think you guys will hit it. I know you, not personally, but I know how you're.
yeah.
You guys will be good. And you got us. You got us to back down.
Well, and that's the thing. As far as most of my friends are concerned, and sadly, you guys are it. My friends are all on the internet. It won't be like I moved anywhere, because this connection will always be there. So.
Well, it's like I got Robbie, DA, I got Doc, Steve. That's all I got. I don't have everybody. That's all I got. So that's how it usually works. So
yeah.
Stephen Bishop wants to know where the timeline, the newest book is at. I haven't got it added to the timeline on the website, but since it's set in 1865, it's about 150 years before the others. So it's technically first in the timeline.
What's going on with Cam and the books? Anything yet that you heard of?
I was talking to Cam the other day. He's just been working on a lot of projects. He's had a lot of work from his day job too. But yeah, he's still working on some projects to get some stuff out, and I need to get him a couple of short stories to add those to the list as well.
He just had computer issues the other day, if you didn't see that.
I did see that. JD Smooth says, do you think the paranormal and cryptids coincide together, or do you think cryptids are more demonic? I don't necessarily think cryptids are either paranormal or demonic. I think some things like the Wendigo fall more into the paranormal sphere. But I think Bigfoot and Dogmen are just flesh and blood creatures. That's my opinion. That might ruffle a few feathers in some circles, but I think that they've been here for a very long time, and I don't think they came through portals or from other dimensions or, from aliens. I think that they've been here, probably living deep in caves.
I agree with DA. We've talked about this before. Yeah.
Considering how far back the sightings of Dogman goes, they could date back to the Roman and Greek empires. So yeah, I think they've been here for a very long time.
Yeah. Even, I mean, you look at American Native history, every Indian anywhere in the United States has some form of Bigfoot. Why? Why is that?
Yeah.
Not like we had internet or cell phones back then. They didn't tell each other, hey, by the way, I got a hairy guy in my, running around the woods over here. So some form of, they had Bigfoot back then too. I mean, there was some form of cryptid running around. So what? Even the Vikings.
Yeah,
right?
The Vikings. The Skraeling stories from what?
Yeah. That was the crazy.
So Gary Lewis says, can't wait. Dark Frontiers was great, but I want more. I'm working on the sequel to First Dark Frontiers right now. Hopefully I'm going to have it done in the next couple of weeks. Mike A says, DA, you're familiar with the stories of the Devil's Backbone area of the LBL? I'm sorry, I can't remember the sheriff's name right now. Wrote books about it. Only in passing. I don't have. That's not an area of LBL I've been at very much. But I am planning another trip back to LBL. I'm going to be going with some folks, hopefully before the end of the year. Probably this fall. And there's quite a few areas of LBL I want to get back into.
And are you referring to Martin Groves?
Yeah, I don't think Martin was a sheriff. Martin was a retired cop, though.
Yeah.
Martin's a good dude. I like Martin.
He just lives about 7 or 8 miles from me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
We both showed up for the they had the famous UFO sighting that happened in Franklin County, Kentucky. We both showed up for the inauguration thing for it, and my husband was like, the good one I'm married to now said, that man over there's talking Bigfoot. And I looked over, it's like, I think I know him. And it turned out we just lived down the road from each other.
That's funny. I like Martin. I get to hang out with Martin quite a bit at the Dogman conference. Super nice guy.
Yeah. I really like him. So.
Well, it doesn't look like Doc's going to be able to make it. I wasn't really planning on doing a whole live episode tonight. I just wanted to get on a little bit and talk about the 5K. We'll have our regularly scheduled episode tomorrow night. Should have that up and posted tomorrow, sometime later this evening, so everybody will see what it's going to be all about. And we're going to do the giveaways for the 5K. We'll be giving away some books and the med kit and a few other things, but we're trying to try to give all that away on Saturday. So I hope you guys will join us for that. Yeah, there we go. Saturday with the big stream celebration 5K. We'll giveaways and more this Saturday. So yeah, mark your calendars, set your reminders to be there on Saturday, because that's going to be the night we do the giveaways. We'll have a whole list of things to give away. Has a gift certificate from the ladies over at Lawns and Booze. We'll have some books, med kits, other things like that, and maybe a few surprises in store as well. So, I want a big shout out to the mods. Thank you guys for jumping in. I know it was short notice to let you guys know that we were going to do this tonight. Thank each and every one of you guys for helping us to get to 5K. This has been an interesting journey, and I can't wait to see where the next year or two takes us, because it took us over a year to make 1,000 and less than a year to go from 1,000 to 5,000. So who knows where we'll be a year from now. But I do know it's going to be an interesting journey, and I'm really, really happy you guys took that journey with us. So thank you guys again. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Miss Naomi, you were a big part of this as well. You're always going to be family here. It's been a fun journey getting us to 5,000, and it's going to be a lot of fun getting us to 10,000 and beyond. So more books in the coming future, plenty more of shows in the works, and onward and upward here. Yeah, thank you guys, and we will see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good
All right, bye.
night.
Thank you for joining us. Catch us again Wednesdays and Saturdays on DAX Machina. A special thanks to all our channel members and Patreon supporters. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe.